My goodness. New experience. We'll see. Anyone shows up. Who knows? Ooh. Y'all can probably see me reflected in my glasses. I apologize for that. It's probably trippy, but hello. People may come. Who knows? The awkwardly sitting by myself, waiting for anyone to show up. I saw that there's already some comments in the chat, so at least I know that people know it's here. Blur! Hello! Hello, people. The two people that are here, besides me. I don't have anything to party with. I know I was like celebrating having 300 subscribers, but I don't actually have any party stuff. It's been a very long time since I threw a party or went to a party. So I don't have anything really to celebrate with. So I'm even like just drinking water. So hello. Is it? Is it Ichigo's birthday right now? What a crazy coincidence. I did not know that. Did I know it when his birthday was? I don't think I did, but happy birthday, Ichigo! I feel like if it was his birthday, then maybe I should have posted a happier episode for him because present for him. Hi, Mason. Hi, Dina. And oh, I'm gonna pronounce names wrong. I'm sorry. You guys know I pronounce names wrong. You guys have corrected me about pronouncing names wrong before, so thank you, Blur. I'm excited to pass 300 subscribers. That's okay, Mason. I was gonna say I post a lot of videos, but I haven't been posting a lot of videos recently. I also had stuff going on, so I understand. What, Blur, you can pronounce Byakuya? Thank you, Sharif, I want to say, for congratulating me. I apologize if I said your name wrong. Hello. There are actually people here. I was a little bit like, maybe there'll be people. Maybe there won't be. How's everyone doing? Byakuya. No, Byakuya. Got an extra ya in there, Blur. Hi, Con. Ah. Oh, Mason, you're so behind. 'cause today Ichigo the video I posted today, Ichigo got beat up by Grimmjow, so we've moved on to other bigger fish to fight with. I don't really know what I'm gonna do for this live. I feel like I should have had some kind of plan, but I'm I'm not great at, uh, planning out things that I'm gonna say, so I'm just sort of winging it. I don't know what you guys wanna talk about, but I thought I would just come and chat for a little bit because I haven't been able to post as many videos lately because we keep getting thunderstorms. So I was like yesterday, I was trying to post a video for you guys yesterday, the one that I put up today. I was trying to post it yesterday, but my power kept going out because we had thunderstorms. So I don't know what to tell you guys. So I came on, I was like, "Oh, good, I can do my live and not have my power go out and spend some time with you guys." Oh, Mason, the animation when Ichigo and Grimmjow were fighting, like, just it, like, amped up, like, a lot, and I was just like, "What's going on?" It was like, "The animation is great, but also I'm so worried about Ichigo right now." Yeah, I was Blur and I were I was venting to Blur about how my there keep being thunderstorms and I can't make videos. Um, have I seen One Piece? I have not seen One Piece. Um, I'm, like, intimidated to watch it. I know it has to do with pirates, which I really like the idea of, 'cause I love pirate stories, but it's also, like, 1,000 episodes long and still going, and that's a lot to ask of me. It's a lot of episodes. Like, even Bleach, I was intimidated by, and Ys too, 'cause there's no way there's 1,000 episodes of, like, actual plot. I would hope not, that'd be such a that's such a big ask of people. Ichigo does have teeth left, I hope. He got punched in the face a lot in that episode. Uh, Mason, you'll watch it once it ends? Will One Piece ever end? I don't think it will. I'm convinced that, like, it'll just keep going. Like, the writer will just live forever, and we'll always have new One Piece. When am I getting some Bleach art on my Insta about it? Especially since there's some characters where I've pointed out that I really like their designs, and I would like to do some cool art for them, but I've been drawing Naruto characters for one of my friends. Um, that being said, the video that I did for the, like, Aizen, the 6061 when Aizen came back, that video is almost at 1,000 views, which is, like, a lot for my channel, so I might do some Aizen artwork to celebrate that, maybe, if I can get some time. One Piece is all plot? Is it? How can it all be plot and world building? So it's a lot. What's my Instagram? It's I think it's in the description. I'm pretty sure I still have it in the description of this video. If not, it's on my channel and in the description of my most recent videos. If you want to go see it, there's a bunch of anime art over there and some comic book art and some other stuff. If that is something you want to see. Uh Mm. Okay. Yeah, I was like, One Piece has to have filler, right? Like it has to have some filler in it because even like shorter shonen has at least a little bit of filler in it. Um, Thank you, Blur. Have fun recording. Top three Bleach characters. Ooh, okay. Well, Shoto. Shoto's my boy, so he's top of my Bleach hierarchy at this point. Um, then who would we have? Um, Probably Yoroichi. I really like her. And then, mm, actually, I feel like Ishin is really growing on me. I've always liked him as like the goofy dad character anyway, but I feel like the more I'm gonna learn about him, I'm gonna end up liking him a lot. I like characters that kind of balance between like goofy and serious, so I feel like he'll win me over eventually. Exactly, Mason. Even Brotherhood has filler in it, and it's like what, 60 some episodes? Like it's not even that long and it has a bunch of filler. I mean, maybe Byakuya, maybe I'll like him more, but I don't know. I remember I was having a discussion with somebody in the comments about this, and I'm like, I feel like I understand him. Like I get where Byakuya is coming from, and I can empathize with him, but I'm still like you were just gonna like let your sis like you're just gonna let your sister die, your like sister-in-law just be executed? You're just gonna let that happen? I mean, I know like he was conflicted about it, but he was just gonna let it happen. I mean, okay, we're also assuming that we also live in a world where like Ichigo swooped in. So maybe at the last minute, you may be able to argue that Byakuya would have helped, but yeah, I think Ishin, I'm gonna really, really like him. I feel like Ishin is one of those characters that because he has that like that duality where he can be really ridiculously goofy, but he can also be kind of this more like serious character that I feel like I'm gonna really like him. Maybe I feel that also because I'm just like curious about him at this point of where I am in the story, where like I've already had to completely rethink how I see him that like I think I'm gonna end up liking him more. But I also really like Renji. I don't know if he makes it into my top three purely from that. Oh, is my connection unstable? I apologize if my connection breaks at any point. I live in the middle of like farms and country, so hopefully this will be okay. I do love Rukia. I do love her. But I feel like Yoroichi likes cat to like, you know, crazy amazing ninja. Oh, I keep getting a message that my connection is unstable. So, Is my connection still unstable? Hopefully it's okay. I won't be here for a super long time. This isn't gonna be like a 3-hour live stream like I would probably end up doing over on Blur Nation. So, um, who is my least favorite character? Ooh, because I feel like it's easy to be like, you can pick a villain because villains are like you're supposed to not like them a little bit, but I feel like if they're good at being a villain, it's a little bit harder. I don't know. In Bleach, I always feel like there's too much nuance to characters for me to like fully not like them. Like I feel like if I can understand a character, it's harder for me to hate them, to like really, really dislike them. But I think Jinta, is that his name? The like redheaded boy at Urahara's shop. I think he's still my least favorite character. I wouldn't say that I hate him or anything, but I think he's my least favorite because he's got that like bully mentality and I don't like people who pick on other people. Thank you, Jean the Book, for liking my analysis. I try. I mean, I would like to watch One Piece. I'm not gonna say that I'll never watch it, or like even that I'll never do a reaction to it. Watch One Piece, and I don't. I definitely can't do it right now because I have lots of other stuff that I'm currently trying to get through Bleach, and then I also have lots of other stuff that people have recommended me to watch next. So I don't know if One Piece will ever happen on the channel, but I might watch some of it eventually. Oh, is Kon the second best character? I mean, I miss Kon a lot when he's not like when Kon isn't in the episodes, I miss him. Like we went through all the Soul Society arc and I was like, what's he up to? Is he okay? What's he doing? Just is he still threatening to run away from home? Oh, am I freezing a little bit? I apologize. Again, we had a huge thunderstorm yesterday, so I don't know how reliable my internet is going to be today. Oh, you couldn't hear how much I like Yoroichi? I like her. There, summarized it for you. Mayuri, that's true. Mayuri is a character worth putting at the bottom of my list of characters. He freaks me out so much. He's so creepy and he's so disconnected that yeah. Especially like that one clip where they showed him like when he didn't have his like costume on thing, like after he stopped being goo. Um and he showed me just like looked like a person and I was like, well, I hate thinking about you as just like a human because at least when you're like a weird robotic man thing, I'm like, well, of course you're disconnected and don't care about people. You are a robot man. But then I'm like, he's just a person and it's creepier that way. Oh, is there a character worse than Jinta later on? Is there like a really bad bully later? I don't like people who bully people. I like people who like take so much joy in like bringing other people down. Thank you, VR Games. Hello. Thank you. I mean, I don't mind a mad scientist. I feel like sorry, the first mad scientist makes me think of Steins Gate. But I like corny mad scientists. I like mad scientists like I was talking about this with someone. We were talking about Soul Eater And Stein is my favorite character in Soul Eater. He's a mad scientist, and he's like evil adjacent. He's like kind of a bad person, but not really. Whereas like Mayuri seems like a, I don't know, more sinister. My favorite Bankai so far, I'm gonna have to go with Renji's. I like the giant serpent one. I like that one, especially when he did like in the last episode when he was fighting against the Ankar and they got like the block thing taken off because they were in the human world. There's some cool animation on his Bankai. So I think that's probably my favorite right now. Characters that make Mayuri look like a good person, that makes me nervous. I mean, also like I feel like Mayuri isn't, I feel like he's sinister and he's creepy, but it's not like in the same way that like Aizen is sinister. Like I don't really see Mayuri as like a villain in the show because he doesn't have like grand plans really. Like he wants knowledge and he wants to understand things, but it's not like Aizen, who I feel like Aizen wants very specific things and he has like plans for it. I don't really know yet though because I'm still getting used to the fact that Aizen is a bad person and has also been like pulling strings this whole time. I am excited for new Bleach episodes, and I'm not even caught up yet. So I can only imagine what like veteran Bleach fans are going through, finally getting it animated. I don't Do we know an exact date of when Bleach is coming back? Because I have not heard a specific date about it. I also haven't watched any stuff about it or like read about it because I don't want to get spoiled about what happens in like the final seasons that have already come out. So I don't actually know. I love Death the Kid too. Yeah. He's definitely up there in my characters that I really like. And not only because I also like symmetry and I have some like OCD things going on, but partly because of that, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't Aizen's a tricky one because I mean, I don't know what to believe about him anymore. He broke my trust. I thought he was just like a quiet scholarly type. And I guess he sort of is. But also we will just casually try to kill people and I'm like, "Well, that's not what I thought would happen." I'm not quite sure yet. I don't think the throne was necessary. He, like, got himself a throne and there's like a angelic light that shines down on him. That seems a little bit much. Little bit narcissistic for that to be a thing, but I mean, he's like the villain of the show, right? Yeah, I know Mason, but they said that it was coming out in like the winter, but they said of like this year, and that messes with my head because the way that like anime seasons work, winter season is like starts in January. So my brain's like, how can it be winter of this year? But unless they're starting like really late in the fall, like season, um, but I don't have an exact date yet, so not that I know of. Especially since I'm sure it got pushed around because of all the stuff that is going on in the world. So Soul Eater needs to return. I mean, I didn't love the like last half of Soul Eater. I think it's also I only watched the anime, so I think it's like an anime only ending. So maybe the manga is better, but I haven't seen Soul Eater Not, which I've heard is quite fun. So I would like to read the manga too, because if the manga is different in any key way from the anime, I would like to maybe like that'll be a way for me to like revisit the story because I haven't watched it in a really long time. Has to be like at least like 8 years, maybe 10 years since I watched Soul Eater, so I'd have to go back and refresh. Oh, is Fire Force good? I think I've heard good things about Fire Force, but I don't actually know what it's about. I haven't explored it. If you can be extra, be extra. I mean, look, I make fun of Aizen for the throne thing, but if I could have a throne, I probably would. Not gonna lie. Like, if I could have a throne with a spotlight, I'd do it. I'm not gonna. Fair enough, you know? Yeah. When Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai with like a finger and he was like so unfazed, I was like, okay, this is what we're doing, huh? This is who we're dealing with. I mean, I was freaked out when Grimjo just like was just like grabbing it and like throwing him around by his Bankai. Like, yeah, it's coming out December, January. Yeah. I don't really know. I think like the release date for Bleach is going to be kind of ambiguous for a while, especially like given that there's just like scheduling weirdness in general in the anime world. Like a lot of stuff's coming out now that was supposed to have come out like last year. So I'm sure that there's lots of like scheduling conflicts now. I wouldn't give it a try. Unless it was like a fake sword, one of those like foam ones that you can get at like Walmart. You could stop one of those with your finger. Make yourself feel powerful for a second. Yeah. I think Bleach will come out, yeah, 2022. I think it'll probably come out close to like relatively speaking, like given how the anime release schedules kind of work, that usually by now the anime community has a pretty good idea of what's coming out for the rest of the year. So I don't know if it might be like at the very end of December. Like maybe they'll release some like the first episode as like a special or something, but I don't know if it'll actually come out in time for the end of the year. Is Attack on Titan not over? AOT, that's Attack on Titan, right? Is it not finished? I thought it had like it's going into its final season or something. Ooh, which one was better? Rukia being revealed as Kaien's killer, Aizen being the bad guy, Kitsuke hiding the device thingy in Rukia. Mm, I don't know. What was better? I feel like hmm. I feel like it has to be Aizen Because I feel like I was so unprepared for Aizen to be a bad person because he was dead. Like he was fine, he was a good person, and then he was dead. And then suddenly he wasn't dead, and also he was like stabbing Momo, and I was like, what are we doing? What's going on? So I feel like I feel like you can also tell from like just my facial expressions. Like if you look at me at all the points where those things were revealed, I feel like my facial expression to Aizen was like the biggest. I was just so distraught. And I had so many emotions after it that like trying to edit that video, I had to like edit out a bunch of stuff because I was just like my brain wasn't processing fast enough. Air Force. Oh, they fight God? Is that a thing? That's very like Persona to fight God. Top 3 fights in Bleach specifically? Are we narrowing it to Bleach? Because if you're asking me of like anime in general, we're gonna be here a while for me to figure out what my 3 favorite fights would be. If I could master one thing, Shunko or Bankai, what would I pick? Bankai. But only if I had one of the like creature looking ones. I'd want it to kind of feel like Digimon. I'd want to be like summoning some kind of like animal spirit if I had a Bankai. Oh, there's half a final season left of Attack on Titan. That must be rough to have to wait for. I've only seen the first season of Attack on Titan. So I'm not caught up. I don't know what you guys have to wait for, but I am waiting for more Hunter x Hunter, which is never ever going to happen. Except like maybe years from now, like Bleach, where um I'll finally get some more Hunter x Hunter, but adapt. Ooh, my connection is unstable again. I think we're back. um Oh, Ishin? What about the reveal of Ishin being a Shinigami? I feel like but it didn't like I didn't have to like I feel like it was less disorienting because like Aizen's reveal, like one, it made him a bad person. Like Ishin being a Shinigami doesn't make him like a bad person. It just makes him a cooler character. So I'm excited to learn about that. But like Aizen being a bad person and like trying to kill people and start a big war and stuff is like so beyond what I thought his character was going to be, and it's like bad for everyone involved in the show that I feel like there's just such a high impact to Aizen being revealed as like the villain of the show that like the rest of the reveals like don't really have the same kind of thing. But I'm sure when Ishin like finally has to tell Ichigo that he's a Shinigami will be a crazy moment. I'll be curious to see how that goes over because I feel like there's going to be some story there. Okay, top 3 fights in Bleach. Ooh. I liked Renji versus Byakuya. I liked that fight. Um Ooh, it's a difficult one. Oh, Sedeki. I liked that one. Mm, what other really good fights? I feel like I want to say like Ichigo versus Grimjo, but that might just be because it's like in my head. And I'm sure that they're gonna have a rematch. So uh we'll see what happens later on. I feel like all the cool fights are gonna happen later because like even with Aizen, people who fought Aizen, like they didn't really have a chance against him, and like somebody has to fight Aizen again, right? Like somebody has to a few people I'm assuming are gonna try and fight him as the story goes on. So I would also like to see that. I want to see Urahara really fight because he's like sort of gotten involved, but not really. And I feel like I like the little bit that I've seen of him fight. I really like his fighting style. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm like, I knew that Ishida wasn't a Shinigami. Or if he was, he would be so upset. Like, I feel like his brain could not process the fact that if you suddenly found out that he was a Shinigami, I think he would just stop functioning. For passing 300 subscribers. Yeah, I'm like, Hunter x Hunter, we're never gonna find out. Gon is just gonna be like in that tree, sitting up at that tree forever. We're just gonna leave him there. Because I think that the author like hasn't been working on the manga. So it's like it's not even like there's stuff to adapt and they haven't animated it yet. Like with what happened with B like anime only ending. Ryukyu was supposed to have a scythe like Maka. That would have been so cool. I like her Zanpakuto though. It's very pretty. Oh, Ikugo versus Edrad? Edrad? I'm not gonna say their names right because they're like Spanish, but um that was cool. I was so excited that Ikugo like had like a Bankai and he was doing so well in that fight. Ishida versus Mayuri, that was cool too. That was a cool fight. But I feel like it wasn't like as dynamic maybe as some of the other fights. But I was also like really worried about Ishida the whole time. So maybe I was just like too involved emotionally. But I say Renji versus Byakuya because that is the only fight where I was like legitimately crying at the end. Like I have not cried that much in a Bleach episode as I did at the end of that. And you guys didn't see most of it because I had to edit it out because I was like, y'all don't need to sit there for like 5 minutes watching me cry over a fictional character. Oh, was Burn the Witch good? I feel like I've heard of it. I feel like I know the name, but I don't know what it's about. I did see that the FMA Full Alchemist author is making new stuff, and I'm almost too nervous to like look farther into it because I am such a Full Metal Alchemist fan. I'm a huge Full Metal Alchemist fan. if you guys don't know. It's my favorite show. Like not my favorite anime, it's my favorite show. The 2003 adaptation, which I know there's some controversy about that cuz Brotherhood is like more accurate to the manga. I get it, but like I watched that show when it was coming out and it was everything to me as a small child. So I'm a little bit nervous to like get involved with the author making a new story because I feel like I'll have really high expectations and I won't want them to be crushed, but also I will obsessively fangirl over it. Like it'll be my new obsession if I actually love it. I know. There's so much foreshadowing, yeah, in Bleach that like you just don't get until it's like staring you in the face and then you have to like go back and think about it and you're like, "Oh my god, you're right." Like I've had that a few times where like something has been revealed or like I figured something out right before like something happens and I'm like, "Wait." Ugh. I'm not going to try and pronounce Gunamjo's last name. I'm not gonna do it. It's too many syllables. I can't do it. It's too many syllables. It's Spanish. I don't know enough Spanish to be able to pronounce his name correctly. Okay, Burn the Witch is in the same universe as Bleach. Interesting. It's like Harry Potter meets Bleach. I don't know how to feel about that. Cause like well, I don't know if I wanna open this box like it. I do, because it's like a huge part of my childhood, but I have a lot of thoughts about it. I have a lot of critiques about Harry Potter as a franchise. Um, so I don't know how I feel about it, like similar things mingling with my precious Bleach universe. But that being said, um, I do like the idea of a like UK vibe to Bleach. If you probably can't see, I do have a on my little table back there, so I do I do like things from the UK, but I think that'd be cool though. I think any way to like explore a universe as intricate as Bleach's would be a fun thing to do. I've heard that the manga for Bleach is a lot darker. They censor quite a few things for the anime, which I get that they would censor some of it. Um, but I'll have to read it because I feel like there's some cool things that don't make it into the anime, like some intricacies. So I feel like if I'm ever gonna like revisit the story of Bleach, I would go back to the manga instead. It's funny to listen to the voice actors try to pronounce Spanish. I would assume I would assume that them trying to pronounce Spanish, especially the Japanese ones, like the Japanese voice actors trying to do Spanish, because Spanish has a lot of sounds that just aren't in Japanese. So they probably had some issues with it. Yeah, the Bleach anime does seem to be less gory. I feel like that also is just oh, um, because it's supposed to be like on television at like a certain time. So I'm sure that they had to censor some stuff for that to be allowed as opposed to like a manga, which is like a little bit more there's a little bit more freedom in that aspect. Oh, there's for Burn the Witch, there's 3 or 4 episodes? Is it just in like manga form as opposed to like animated? Because if he's not if Kubo isn't coming out with like it is regularly, then I assume that it hasn't been animated yet. Yeah, the German, but I do not. So I'm sure there are some Quincy terms that I will not be able to pronounce, and I will avoid trying to pronounce, like having to pronounce in the most creative ways I can think of. Yeah, I would like to. I would like to see Burn the Witch if it like just explores like the magic system a little bit a little bit more. Um, I like just world building in general. Like I always look for OVAs and stuff for anime because I love just getting to see like side stories and stuff and getting to see different perspectives on the world and magic systems and abilities and stuff. So it's cool. I didn't know that there was like a side story series set in London, especially since that's such a different environment to Japan. And there'll be like different cultural influences to that I think it'd be really cool to kind of see such a like it's like literally like on the other side of the planet to see like that perspective on the different magic systems and stuff in Bleach. Ooh, there's gonna be apparently no censored stuff in the new arc. That might be a little bit intense for me. I get really I get really worried about things as they are currently censored. I should be okay though. I've seen gorier things than Bleach. I've seen Berserk and survived barely, but I did. So, ugh. Don't describe Ichigo being torn apart in the manga. I know that there were a couple of like people like lost limbs in the manga, but they didn't go that far in the anime. Okay, so there's 3 or 4 episodes for Burn the Witch. Uh the girl from Vizard? Does she get to be a witch in that show? Ugh, hit my mic. Yeah, the Quincy's speaking German. I definitely do not know enough German. I know some random words, but I don't know enough to like actually be able to pronounce things properly. Oh, Burn the Witch doesn't have keto in it, so it's a little bit different. Mason. uh, people melting in 4K. That just makes me think of Indiana Jones. People melting. Ugh. Oh, so they're reviewing scripts for there to be an anime. I would assume that they would want to animate it because if Bleach is coming back, there's going to be like a bunch of hype around like the world and the story and stuff. So that I assume that they would have a good audience for that. It'd be great if I switched to the manga. I mean, I feel like you have to ride out the anime at this point. I mean, I'll probably read the manga eventually. I don't know if it'll be something on the channel or not, but because I haven't figured out how I would want to do manga on the channel. A few people have asked me about it, but I'm not sure how I would do it yet. Burn the Witch is just Byakuya with boobs. uh, there's a Byakuya gender bend. Oh. Oh, there's already Burn the Witch clips? TYBW, what's that? Should I know that? Is that the new anime from the author of Full Alchemist? Are those the scripts that are being reviewed? I'll have to. I mean, I probably can't watch Burn the Witch yet. I assume there's some stuff in it that like I won't understand, even if it's just like world building stuff. Like there'll be magic systems or something that I don't know because I'm only this far in Bleach and I'm still like learning new abilities and stuff. So I probably can't get into it yet. I mean, I don't really have time for it yet, but oh right, the TYBW is the Bleach arc, right? The like blood war thing. 1,000-year blood war is what the last arc is. Yeah. See, I know things sometimes. I'm bad at abbreviations in general, though. I have to think about it pretty hard unless it's something I use all the time. uh You guys, it's already been almost an hour. I have to leave soon. So, if you have any last minute things you want to ask me about, do it now. I need 2 plushies. Guys, I found a shadow plushie the other day. And I might get it. I might get it. There might be a little shadow back here soon because I mean, I don't really like plushies exactly. I prefer like cushions that just have like a picture of the character on them. Like I like Totoro because it's basically just a gumdrop of fluff. So it's nicer to hug, whereas I find plushies are like too small and there's lots of like it's not as cuddly. It's not as cuddly. So I don't know if I will, but I do really want a Shadow plushie in general, just because I love him. So maybe not to cuddle, but I'll just like have him with me to watch over me. Someone told me how to Grimjo or like Ukira. I think that's how you say his name. Someone told me in the comments when I asked about it. Um, who is my favorite design? Ooh, I feel like I would I would have to say Ulkira is my favorite design. I feel like I was gonna draw one of the two. I'd draw him. He's more my aesthetic when it comes to my drawings. Favorite Bankai so far? We talked about this. Renji. I like the giant snake. I think it's cool. Um and it has like the laser beam that comes out of its mouth. I mean, what's not to love? What's not to love about that? Shadow body pillow? No. I would no. Where would I rank Ukira out of like the top 10 of the Arenka? Ooh. Well, Grimjo is 6, right? And we know that Ukira is stronger because we saw like what their like interaction. So I'm assuming he's stronger than Grimjo. And so my brain went 4. I think maybe he's 4 or 3. I feel like there's probably stronger ones. But I'm assuming he's near the top. Yeah, I saw that Senna Ali that you had a theory. I haven't read the comment that yet though. I read part of it, but I haven't read the whole thing yet about your theory about Ichigo. I'll have to read it later and I'll I'll respond. We'll discuss about it. It's biased. My opinion of Arenji's Bankai. I mean, I like Renji's design in general, so then like having a cool snake like Bankai is just it's just cool. I mean, you it's just cool. I also yeah. I feel like Renji is also one of those characters that like I'll have to draw at some point cuz I like his design. Buy a Gon plushie? I don't know if I could. I wouldn't want it to. I look. I love Gon, but I don't want him watching me while I sleep. You know, I love him from a distance. I don't know if I would get a Gon. Will I react to the movies as well? Probably, especially since, given how I currently have how I'm going to be reacting to Bleach episodes. I'll probably like finishing watching Bleach like like in advance of new stuff coming out. So I don't want to like just stop watching Bleach stuff, especially since I want to go back and watch some of the filler arcs. Because you guys have told me that there's like some cool stuff in those and they're just like good stories. They just aren't part of the actual main story necessarily. So I'll probably go back and watch a bunch of stuff after I finish the main story, including the movies, because I've also heard that the films are quite good. Basic? Arenji's Bankai is like not interesting? Is that what you mean? I don't think so. I think it's cool. But like I mean also I grew up with like Pokemon and like Digimon and stuff, so whenever people summon monsters, I'm like that's cool. And it's just like the inner child in me that's like that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Bleach equals teenager cool with haunted dolls in the room. Yeah. I look, I I wouldn't be able to have Gon just like in my room. I thought about it because I know you can get plushies of him. And I thought about getting one and then I was like, I don't know. I would like to get one of Kira or Kiro from Cardcaptor Sakura. I would get one of those plushies. He's like a lion thing, teddy bear thing. Yuzu a Keren? Keren, definitely. Not that I don't like Yuzu, but Keren is like a little bit more scrappy, so I like her. Beast is cool in Sumer speak. I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm sorry. I don't know cool lingo. I didn't even know it like when I was a teenager and should have known cool lingo. Okay, I have to leave in like 2 minutes. And I mean it. As much fun as this has been. But I have to go and do other things. Because I have other stuff going on. I do love summons. It might also be the Yu-Gi-Oh fan in me. You guys watch Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid? Might also be that. You could just like summon dragons and stuff. I always thought that was cool. Who will like cry the most if he or she dies? Hmm. I feel like a lot of the reason that I get upset when characters die is by like other characters' reactions. Like the reason I got so upset, I think, with Renji getting really hurt when he was fighting Byakuya and like people thinking he was dead was because of Rukia. Because of like how upset she was when she couldn't like feel his like spirit presence anymore. So I feel like it'll depend on like the impact, like how much of an impact it'll have on the rest of the characters. The mention of Sakura triggers you? Why? I love Cardcaptor Sakura. I love that show so much. It just makes me feel so happy. Yeah. I think Arenji's Bankai will like get more and more complex as he like actually learns how to use it because it's really new for him, right? So he he hasn't figured out how to like fully utilize it. It's not like when we watched like Byakuya using his, right? He could do really cool and interesting things with it because he's been practicing with it for a long time. So I only know abridged Yu-Gi-Oh. I mean, yeah, it's a weird show, especially for the first little bit because there's no rules. Especially in season like North America, but season 0 in Japan, which is like more accurate, I think, to what the manga is. And they don't play just like one like a card game. They play lots of different games and they're like actual like death matches. If you lose, you die, and it's crazy. If you can watch any season of Yu-Gi-Oh, watch season 0. Okay, I have to go, guys. I have to leave and do other stuff. I know that you're asking me more questions, but I have to go. I have other stuff. It's been over an hour, so I'll have to say goodbye. to everybody. And thank you for coming to the first live stream. There were way more of you. I thought there would be like maybe like 3 or 4 people, but there's a bunch of you, and I had so much fun. We were just talking. I didn't have any plan, and it was a lot of fun. It went really fast. I feel like I haven't been talking for that long, but it has. So, bye everybody. Thank you for helping me to get to 300 subscribers. It's very exciting. And hopefully we can do another one of these. Do you guys want to do another live stream? Do we want to make it a thing? Cuz I would be okay with that. If that is what you guys would be interested in. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye everybody. Thank you again for coming. I have to go. I don't want to, but I have to work. So, bye-bye, and so have another video out for you guys soon, because hopefully there won't be any more thunderstorms to make me lose power, and then I won't be able to upload things. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye.